What up everyone, it's your man Manny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Wolverine 50th Anniversary 2-pack of Patch and Joe Fixit review. Before we get into everything, if you could please drop a like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's go! So these figures are based on their comic cover appearance from Wolverine issue number 8 back in 1989. To give you the short gist of what happens in this comic, Logan manipulates the Hulk into helping him disrupt the various criminal operations in Madripoor. Then they take down some pirates and free women who were being held captive as sex slaves. Even though Hulk was conned by Wolverine, in the end, the two forgave one another as criminals were locked up and lives were saved. They both grew a newfound of respect for each other. If there's anything I can say without a shadow of a doubt when it comes to these Wolverine 2-packs, Hasbro killed it with all the Logan head sculpts, and this further proves it. Look at this Patch head sculpt, man. It's awesome. And the hairdo, I like the devil horns shaped on it. I think this might be the best Logan hairdo in the line. I think the 97 one is still my favorite. I do like this one, but I don't know. This might be the one though. I like it a lot. The head sculpt, again, is just awesome. I like the expression and his eye patch right there. The mutton chops. One side is longer than the other for some reason, but great head sculpt overall. We get a new suited body style introduced in the line, and if you guys watched my Tombstone review, I kind of did a little quick overview of the evolution of their bodysuit styles, and this just adds more variety to it, and I love this. And I don't think this is going to be a one and done. I do see this being used again. For example, Bolivar Trask would be the perfect candidate just because he had that very short, stocky build. I don't know how he'll be offered if they ever make one. I mean, they can put him with the X-Men 97 Sentinels if they ever choose to do them. But the only problem with that is if you army build the Sentinels, you're going to have a lot of Trask bodies laying around unless they do something where you get an interchangeable Henry Gyrick head. That would work, right? Because they both wore green suits. So that would justify buying two Sentinels. I mean, the justification is in itself with army building Sentinels. I mean, you can sell a figure with or without it, and people are still gonna army build those Sentinels no matter what. But I'm just thinking, you know, other characters that could fit this mold. Graydon Creed, maybe? No, he was a little bit bigger than that. He was like in the 6-foot range. Oh, they could do this guy. Big Man. Also went by the name as Patch, who's Frederick Foswell. That's funny, they called him Big Man because he's a really short dude. He wore a green suit too. I don't think he would be an interchangeable head in a Sentinel pack with a Bolivar Trask, but I'm just saying it's an option for future releases. And you know me, I love consistency, and one thing I love about this is it's in scale with the actual Wolverine bucks, so I'm happy about that. But it's a good looking sculpt. I like the sculpt on the shirt right there, the bow tie, that's nice, and the tux came out really cool. I did run into an issue. I don't know if it's an issue here, but the pinless joints here, for some reason, I have glossy joints and it's a matte finished arm, and I don't know if this is a QC issue, but I asked Dave, Displaying Model Behavior, if his patch had glossy elbows, but his were matte, so I don't know, must have been a snafu in the factory. That must have happened, but it just looks weird. It's noticeable on camera, even off camera. I was like, whoa, why is this shiny? The other side seems fine though. A little bit glossy, but I do like the seams we get on the back of the arms right there. Again, really nice sculpt. And then the hands here, these gotta be new comic Logan hands because they have the veins bulging out, and I do like that on both sides you can see the veins line up with the claws. You see that? That's some nice fine-tuning right there. Whoever did this definitely was thinking, and I appreciate that. And of course, we get the best shaped Wolverine claws in the line, and it is the movie Wolverine claws. The claws are non-metallic, but it does have this nice shimmer to it, so it's passable. Here are the new legs. These look nice. The pants are really Sculpted well, and here are the shoes too, so very nice. For accessories, he comes with a pair of closed fists, and I like that it matches the other hands with the veins bulging out. I do wish they painted hairs on the hands, that would have been nice. Then he has an alternate head with a smirk expression. This looks really good, but I gotta say, this is the third smirk expression in these Wolverine 2-packs, and it's a bit overkill, but I guess on the bright side, now you have 3 different Logan heads to display with smirk expression. No hat, and a patch. Now for articulation, he's pretty good. His head is on a ball joint, so he looks about that far up and that far down, left, right, and he does have some good pivoting. You can rock that around. His arms move about that far up, slightly higher than a T-pose. You can move it up and down. You got the bicep swivel. You got the double jointed pinless arms. Good range for, some thick arms in that suit. And you got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge combo. Diaphragm joint. It's on a ball joint, and I like this. You get some good forward movement. Not too bad. Pretty decent. It moves back, and you can swivel it. Well, he's got a waist swivel too, and since it's a ball joint on the upper torso, you can, try to get some swivel there. It's hard because the jacket piece right here restricts it, but you do get some pivoting, which is nice. And I am a fan of putting ball joints underneath the suit bodies, so you get more range with that. I like it. So if they continue to do this, it's probably the best option to get more range. His legs spread that far apart, and they kick up about that high, and not much back. That's all you're gonna get, maybe a little bit more. Can't get a full frontward split with that. Got some good motion around the hip area right there. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees. Oh, so close to heel to the patch, but so close. And then you do get an ankle swivel with this. One thing to note here, I wish they did what they did with the Tombstone figure, and that sculpt the socks. That would have been nice. But yeah, ankle swivel. His ankles move up. They move down a good amount, and you get that rocking motion. Patch is a pretty good figure that introduces a new suited Buck in the line with some good articulation to go along with it. He's the right size and thankfully lined up to scale with the other Wolverine figures. 2 great looking head sculpts to fit his patch persona and 2 sets of hands. This is all you would need in a patch figure. Hard to say what they got wrong. If this does end up being a one and done, then they nailed it right on their first try. I'm rating Patch an 8 out of 10. Now taking a look at Joe Fixit, and the head sculpt definitely does match that comic pretty well. It's got that old school Hulk vibe right there. The bone structure is super strong. Look at those eyebrows, man. They're freaking bulging. And yeah, he's got that gorilla looking face. So you get some nice shading on the face where it looks like it's casting some shadows on it. And you get that funny hairstyle right there. Nice blue comic shading on the hair. They didn't give that to Patch. I don't know why. They should have, but overall, good head sculpt. For the body, he's the same as the other Joe Fixits. The only thing is the jacket piece right here is different for his tux, and he does have the bow tie instead of a long tie. So same sculpt underneath. He has the suspenders sculpted underneath there as well. I don't know if you can see. I don't know why this jacket's off to the side right here, but anyway, just to bring out the other Joe Fixit so you can see the difference. You can see the handkerchief sticking out right there. He doesn't have that there. Yeah, it's just a different suit style, completely different. But the arms, the legs, they're the same, and the sculpt underneath is the same. I do wish they gave him a white fedora here. He did wear that in the comics, and if you want to do a head swap, the problem is the skin tone is completely different. Not to mention, the fedora is in blue, so it doesn't even go with this suit. One's dark gray, one's light gray. They should have kept the skin tone consistent. There is a workaround though. You can swap those hands onto this one and the head, and the skin tone on the neck obviously is going to be lighter, but I feel like with the way the head sits very low on the body, it hides that skin tone. So yeah, there is a workaround if you wish to do so. I wish this comic one was a little more comic accurate because he's supposed to have the white gloves and he's supposed to have white on the shoes. They didn't do that. The tie was either seen as red or black, so that doesn't bother me. I only need one Joe Fixit in my display. However, if I was going to go with an alternate Joe Fixit, I would have this one right here that comes with patch. Maybe the only other Joe Fixit I would like would be a battle damage one. That would be cool with his suit all torn up. Hopefully they fix Joe Fixit later down the line. And again, all he needs is white gloves and white in his shoes. And yeah, I know you can tell me, oh, just paint it. I shouldn't have to do Hasbro's job. They should have done that in the beginning. I do like the sculpt of this jacket. Came out real nice. I like that it's button right there. Did the other one have that? Yeah, it's unbuttoned at the bottom right there. And yeah, legs again are the same. The arms, I like the texture they gave on the hands right there. That looks nice. Now for accessories, he comes with this yelling alternate head, and this is alright. You know, I do like the eyes. I like the shadowing around the eyes. They gave us some you know, nice shadowing on the mouth wrinkles right there, so it's cool. I do like that. Those lips look kind of weird though. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, not a bad Hulk expression right there. I don't like, however, when he looks up, that white underneath, that's a part of his teeth. It gets exposed. So if you have him looking up for certain poses, that's just gonna stick out. Yeah, they should have shaved some of that off. And then for his hands, he has a open hand right here for his left, and he's got a trigger hand for his right, but no gun. They didn't give him any guns. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's not just Marvel Legends. Any company that includes a trigger hand on a figure with no gun, that just drives me nuts. But you can give him the Tommy gun from the Joe Fixit Deluxe Walmart exclusive. All you Hulk fans that buy everything Hulk, this is not going to be a problem for you. And if you want to add some more flair to this figure, I just took the effect from the Detroit Steel figure, plugged that into the Tommy gun, so you know he has something. And you know what? I never reviewed any of the other Joe Fixit figures, so we're gonna go over articulation with this guy. His head is on a ball joint, so he looks that far up. Not bad. Down and left, right. He does have some nice pivoting right there. You can rock it around. His arms move about that far up, and that's all you're gonna get. You know, move it up and down. He's got that elbow swivel, single jointed elbow, wrist swivel, wrist hinge. His torso is on a ball joint, and he does get some forward movement right there and back a bit. His head pops off sometimes, and yeah, that's not too bad. And the good thing about it is that he can also pivot it. Wow, I forgot how good the articulation is in the torso for this guy. It does swivel, you know. Yeah, he's got some good articulation there. His legs spread that far apart. His legs move up about that far up, not much. Back, you're not going to get a frontward split with this guy. But, you know, it's the Hulk. He's not going to do that. Legs rock around. He's got the thigh swivel. Single jointed knees. And his ankles, I forgot this is, yeah, it has a swivel, and it moves up, down, and you can pivot them all around. Well, not all around, basically just stops right there at the pants. My biggest gripe with this figure is that you cannot recreate that iconic cover of him crossing his arms, and I just felt like that was a huge missed opportunity. How are you gonna market a pack where, you know, the goal is to recreate the comic cover? I mean, the comic cover is right there in your face on the packaging, and so you can't cross his arms with this. He doesn't have the articulation nor range to do so. Since he's a bath, you know, he can pop his arms out, right? What they should have done is given us an extra set of arms that were crossed, and that's not new. It's been seen with some SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures. Even the Storm Collectibles and Bison from the Street Fighter line had swappable crossed arms. So, you know, it was doable. As you can see, I could pop off the arms easily. You can finagle it, you know, if you're doing toy photography, you take a low camera angle, you can probably get them crossed like this. It's going to require a lot of sticky tack, but if you're a genius with playing perspectives, you'll be able to do that. But look how much better it would have looked, man. Oh man, yeah, that would look so much better. Someone wasn't thinking there at all. And you know, you even see the promo images And the photographer couldn't pull it off. You know, I couldn't pull it off when I was doing the pics. You know, the best you see is, you know, him holding his arms up like this or whatever. Like, come on, Hasbro, make it easy for your photographer. You got a good photographer. But yeah, that's the biggest downside, because that would have looked so awesome on the shelves if you were able to do that, standing him side by side with Patch. Joe Fixit is what you'd expect if you have the other versions of him, just with a new jacket piece, bow tie, and new heads. I feel like we needed at least one more accessory for him. They didn't include a gun for his trigger hand, so a head with the white fedora would have made up for that at least. Not including swappable crossed arms is criminal of Hasbro to do, not allowing you to recreate the iconic cover of Wolverine issue number 8. I'm giving him a mid rating of a 6 out of 10. Now to start comparisons, here is Joe Fixit next to the Avengers 60th Anniversary Grey Hulk. You can see that this Joe Fixit scaling is not in line with the normal Hulk bug being smaller, which does disappoint me. Here is Joe Fixit next to the Walmart exclusive deluxe comic Joe Fixit. Here is Patch next to all the other Wolverines from the 50th Anniversary 2-packs. Which one is your favorite out of these? Lastly, here is Patch and Joe Fixit next to all the other different suited bodies in Legends. I try to go from tallest to smallest, left to right. I forgot to add Hitmonkey when going over the suit styles before, so if you want to include him in the convo, then here he goes. Great job, Hasbro, on switching up the suits to not make them all look the same. Again, I'm loving all the various suit styles that have been added to the line over time. And now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 7 out of 10. This pack was destined to happen one day, and it did. I remember collectors clamoring for a Patch and Joe Fixit 2-pack over the years, so I think it'll make all those fans happy that wished for it. I think Patch is a damn good figure, and I can't wait to see a Bolivar Trask on this buck, as it's tailor-made for his short, stocky physique. We need the creator of the Sentinels. Joe Fixit could have been better. Again, he's a good alternative to have if you don't own one. For me, I don't really have a spot for this one in my collection unless I open up a Wolverine shelf displaying his villains and allies as one of several other X-Men related theme shelves that I have many of already. Come to think of it, now I would love to do that. But Joe Fixit needed the swappable crossed arms, as the Hasbro Marvel Legends team needs to get with the times and think what imports are doing to win more collectors over. All in all, a decent 2-pack, not a necessity pack. It serves as one of those good fan service offerings. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of this Wolverine Hulk 2-pack? Is this something you are looking to add to the collection? Since this is the second time they are packed together, first time being the first appearance Wolverine, the next 2-pack of these two I'd like to see them pair is Ultimate Wolverine versus Ultimate Hulk. What you think? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another Marvel Legends review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.